Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Since it's morning here, if you are watching this video at morning time, so good morning to you as well. Otherwise, good afternoon, good noon, and good evening to you, whatever time you are watching this video. Today we are going to talk a bit on short story which is written by Daniyal Mueenuddin, namely Nawabdin Electrician. In this video, we will talk a bit on characters, summary, and at the last we will have a short glance on themes. So let's get started. Characters analysis. The first character, that is K.K Harouni. K.K Harouni is the estate owner around whom the entire short story collection revolves. He is a powerful figure of the past, stuck in the ever-changing sweep of the present. In his old age, K.K Harouni simply wants peace and companionship. So he takes Husna as his mistress, while K.K searches for the same sense of comfort. The others around him take advantage of his aging state. The K.K Harouni estate bleeds money, and the lands that have belonged to his family for the generations are abruptly sold away. Yet K.K Harouni appears to show little concern over the state of his affairs. He dies bitter, cursing those around him. The second character is the main character, that is Nawabdin Electrician. Nawab is a successful manager on the K.K Harouni estate, and his efforts are rewarded when he is given a motorcycle to use as he conducts his business. However, a sense of materialism takes over Nawabdin Electrician, and when he is assaulted by a robber who brandishes a gun, Nawab risks his life to hold on to the motorcycle. Even in the face of the robber's death, Nawab remains cold and refuses to forgive him. The third character, that is Salma. And point to be noted that characters are important. If you are familiar with characters, you will easily understand the summary. So try to focus on characters and try to write down the important points which I am delivering, and that will be helpful for you. The third character, like that, is Salma. Salma has hopes for finding a better life outside the confines of addiction and abuse that bind her family. Yet, even when her life falls into the same pattern, once her husband begins using amphetamines, she hopes for things to turn around. She believes in her relationship with Rafiq and can't bear the sense of obligation that he has to his aging wife and their sons. Ultimately, Salma is not strong enough to overcome the circumstances of her birth, and she succumbs to the dangerous life of the city. The fourth character, that is Chaudhry Jaglani. Chaudhry Jaglani, over the course of many years, Chaudhry Jaglani has taken advantage of his employer, K.K Harouni, and he has become a rich man in the process. He has spent his life being dishonest, and once he finds love, his past ills come back to haunt him. He can't comprehend why Zainab refuses to give her love to him, even though she submits her body readily. Even on his deathbed, Chaudhry Jaglani curses Zainab for never having loved him, and all he wants is power and position for his eldest son. He does not allow himself to accept that power and influence don't extend beyond the grave. The fifth is that is the Lahore High Court Session Judge. The unnamed Lahore High Court Sessions Judge is one of many who use the judicial system to their personal advantage. Even though he knows that Khadim is not responsible for the murder of his sister-in-law, the judge resorts to using a bribe to have him released from prison. He has been included on his deal, which has been prompted by Khadmi's family. This also ensures that the true murderer, the woman's husband, will not be charged. All passes through the court system oiled by unjust money. And the sixth character, that is Husna. So Husna is neither pretty nor intelligent, yet she is shrewd and understands the inner workings of the feudal system enough to curve a comfortable path by which to conduct her life. She uses the tenuous family ties she has to K.K Harouni to get close enough to him to be of influence. Husna does not let any opportunity pass by her, and she benefits from her decisions. But any opportunity passed by her, like I say, that she benefits from her decisions, but Husna's wiles don't win her any position after K.K.'s Harouni's death. And she knows that she will be sent back to her old life even before K.K. Harouni's daughters call her into conference. And the seventh character we are having, that is Helen. Helen is young and idealistic. Helen does not believe that the boundaries created by culture and class can stand in the way of love. She visits with Sohail's family in Paris, but Sohail's mother, Rafia, tells her that she can't make Sohail happy. Helen begins to realize that life in Pakistan would not suit her American ideals, and she is forced to come to terms with this reality. And the eighth character we are having, that is Lily or Leela. Both are right. So Lily will not allow herself to be characterized by social conventions of Pakistani culture. Like, she lives a life of freedom that is defined by her own personal whims. However, she is calmed by her married life, and for a while she sees her relationship with Murad as an element of escape. But soon Murad takes on the life of a farmer and businessman, and Lily feels confined by his love once Lily reads Murad's journal and realizes that he is worried about her wild behavior. She decides that she must leave and not return, lest she lose her sense of identity. And the last character we are having, that is Muhammad Razak. Razak is a gentle old man who has made do with little. Like, when he is hired by the K.K. Harouni family, the mistress of the whole house, Sonia, insists that Razak be given the same salary as the other employees. This is the most money Razak has ever made in his life. He saves and is able to buy provisions for his home and make a payment for a bride when he is bitten by the police, who suspect him as having sold his wife into prostitution. Razak figures that he has been punished for wanting and having more than someone in his position should ever have. So these all were characters which we have discussed. I hope you got the points regarding characters. Now we will talk about summary, that what Nawabdin tells in characters. Sorry, Daniyal Mueenuddin tells in summary. So Nawabdin Electrician, like, it's a short story written by Daniyal Mueenuddin. The story revolves around one character, that is Nawabdin. Nawabuddin, who is Nawabuddin? Nawabuddin is an electrician who lives of an influential man, and return helps him with slowing down the revolutions of the meter, means the electricity meter. The story starts with the introduction of Nawabuddin. Nawabuddin, who is an electrician. Nawab is introduced as an electrician who cheats the electric companies by slowing down the electricity meters and does his especially for his patron. Who is his patron? Namely K.K. Harouni. He used to help K.K. Harouni, who was an influential man having lots of fields. Nawab uses it to help him with slowing down the revolutions of the electric city meter so that his fields can be watered or wanted without paying much for the bill of electricity. And he uses to treat the water pipes, sometimes hitting them, sometimes connecting the wires, sometimes circumventing switches, and so on. He had married the love of his young, early, like youth early in life, and was blessed with 12 daughters and a son. Means we are talking about Nawabuddin. Nawabuddin has 12 daughters. He married in a young age. If not for the salary he received from Harouni's family, his family would have starved to death. Of course, if there is no salary for Nawabuddin, so obviously the children of Nawabuddin will be unable to survive. And he was used to accompanying Harouni whenever he came from Lahore. One day he asked K.K. Harouni for a bike and receives Honda 70 as a gift for his illegal help. Means one day Nawabuddin, who asked for a bike, for a motorcycle, and he asked this from K.K. Harouni, who is his boss. So K.K. Harouni gives him Honda 70 as a gift, but the condition is that he gives this for illegal way, means for illegal help. Nawab's status after receiving the motorcycle, like receiving the motorcycle increases. He is also able to visit his wife every night, who used with her family in Feroza. Feroza, like he after getting the motorcycle used to visit his wife regularly, with who he was still madly in love with. Means Nawabuddin had a great love. He used to love his wife too much. Means if still, like they had 12 daughters, 12 children, but there was no the shortage or lack of love in their lives. The condition of the house where Nawab's family was is also described in detail. The house was a poor condition, like we are talking about Nawabdin Electrician house. So his house had a poor condition, but there was something warm at the same time about the house. The house had a dark roof, running water with a black and white television, but was decorated with knitted clothing. And such kind of questions can be asked in papers, that what was the condition of Nawabuddin's electrician's house. So this is the condition, like the house had a dark roof, running water with a black and white television, but was decorated with knitted clothing. One day Nawabuddin arrives at Feroza and gives his wife 5 kilos of brown sugar, which he got for repairing the sugar cane press. Nawab and his family enjoyed their breakfast the next day. The children and Nawab ate bread with syrup of brown sugar happily. On his way back to work, Nawab encounters a man who asks him for a lift. Nawab, after inquiring about the man's whereabouts, agrees to give him a lift, but as the date would have in the man whom Nawab gives the lift is in fact a thief. Means the person who Nawab took on his bike, that was a thief. And the thief after a while shouts to stop the motorcycle and puts a gun on Nawab's head, Nawabuddin's head. Nawab, like he tells Nawab to get off the motorcycle, means give the thief tells Nawabuddin to get off the motorcycle. Nawab begs him not to take his means of bread, insisting that he has 13 children. Nawab tried to fight off the thief in order to protect his bike, but ends up getting shot. The thief runs after seeing Nawab in a critical condition. Two villagers come to the scene and they recognize the injuries of Nawab, who was writing a pain, yeah, in pain. They help him get to the hospital. They also get a hold of the thief's gun and fire it into the tree where thief was supposedly hiding. The robber and Nawab both are taken to the same hospital where the doctor declares that Nawab is fine, whereas the thief is in a critical condition. Means like they both were in hospital, but Nawabuddin condition was fine and the condition of thief was in a critical way. Means he had a critical condition. The thief had a critical condition. The thief, after realizing his mistakes, begs Nawab to forgive him. Means like the thief apologizes Nawab to like to leave him because he wanted this, and the thief tries to justify himself by describing his living conditions. He tells Nawab that he was brought up with kicks and slaps and has a blind old mother waiting for him in the slums outside Multan with no money, no land, and no house. Now here the story of that thief is delivered. Means that thief is going to tell his condition to Nawabuddin, that what condition I have right now, what am I doing, like who is waiting for me. So he tells Nawab that he was brought up with kicks and slaps and has a blind old mother waiting for him in the slums outside Multan with no money. Multan is the place which is present in Punjab side. So he tells that my mother is waiting for me outside Multan with no money, no land, and no house. Nawab refuses to accept his apology, and the thief dies while trying to get his apology accepted. Nawab and the pharmacist do nothing but watching the man die. Nawab was saved even one bullet hit him. So this was all about story, means the summary that I delivered. Now we will talk about the themes, that what kind of themes has been delivered in this short story. So the first theme, that is the complexities of feudal order. A prominent theme that threads through this collection of stories is that of the complexity of feudal order and its influences on contemporary life. All 8 stories are in some way linked to K.K Harouni, an again landlord whose family occupies high status in Pakistan. The stories show elements of the lives of K.K Harouni himself as well as his employees, family members, servants, and acquaintances. The characters relate to one another based on the conventions of the social classes they occupy, and characters are careful to act within the confines of social order. For example, Husna is a distant relative of K.K Harouni's. Although they are from the same family, Husna's immediate relatives have ended up on a different social path. When she comes to the home seeking employment, Husna does not pretend that the circumstances of her birth are irrelevant. She seeks the mercy of K.K Harouni. When Husna and Harouni develop a relationship, everyone around them like looks down on the coupling because they are of different social classes. K.K Harouni's daughter Sarwat is aware that her father likes Husna's company And although she can't force her father to stop seeing the girl, Sarwat does demand that Husna not be brought in her presence when she is visiting the estate. Although Husna is deeply upset by Sarwat's demands, K.K. Harouni does little to discourage Sarwat. Sarwat is the daughter of K.K. Harouni. Upon his death, Husna is not provided for the family and is instead sent back to the village from which she came. In this society, social mobility seems virtually non-existent. The second theme, that is power and influence. So, corruption lies at the heart of the Pakistani society, developed in these 8 stories. And anything is possible when money is involved, especially in these third world countries like Asian countries, especially. In About a Burning Girl, the sessions judge openly admits that he is less than honorable and just, and when he accepts a bribe at the end of the story, it becomes clear that this is not the first or the last time he has accepted a bribe and fingered the judicial system. Similarly, in A Spoiled Man, when Razak is taken by the police on suspicion, one of the officers says he does not think Razak is guilty because the police have not received any information about the deal. The police appear to the public to be actively working toward ridding the city of underground prostitution rings. However, it is revealed that the police are paid to look the other way while the gangs continue to engage in human trafficking. Stories like these show that money is the symbol of power, and the characters use their influence to get what they want. Short-lived happiness. The third theme is that short-lived happiness. The 8 stories in his collection remind means Nawabuddin has written 8 stories. So the 8 stories in his collection remind the reader that the happiness never lasts long. The characters spend much of their lives trying to find some element of happiness, no matter what the cost, and once they have it, they are unwilling to let slip away. In the last story, A Spoiled Man, old Razak has spent the greater portion of his life working to be fed only in dying chickens. When he is offered a job as gardener for the K.K. Harouni family, he is overwhelmed by the salary that he receives, and he invests his earnings in himself by purchasing luxury items for his portable home cubicle. But Razak still feels like he is missing something in his life, and he takes a simple minded girl as his wife, hoping she will bear him a child. Razak is happy with his new situation and feels that he is lucky in his old age. But this does not last long. The girl runs away and the police severely beat Razak on suspicion that he has sold his wife into prostitution. Razak is released, but he is never quite the same after his brutal treatment by the police. His happiness leaves as hastily and as it had come. After Razak's death, the old man is buried on the edge of the garden, and Sonia Harouni, the mistress of the estate, means K.K. Harouni, orders that his cubicle be brought to the front of the estate in his honor. At first, the doors are locked, but soon the cubicle is broken into by one of the other servants, and all Razak's possessions find new homes. Happiness, like our lives, is fleeting. And the last theme, that is forgiveness and redemption. And the system of personal survival, forgiveness and redemption are far-fetched ideals. In the first story of the collection, Nawabdin Electrician, Nawab can't find forgiveness in his heart for the man who tried to rob him of his motorcycle. The pharmacist who is acting as emergency doctor has pronounced definitely that the robber will not survive. Because he is on his deathbed, the robber begs Nawab for forgiveness, but Nawab's thoughts are colored by his position in the class system. He has been rewarded for his good work, and the motorcycle is all he can show for his years of service. Nawab tells the robber that he refuses to forgive him because the robber did not consider that if the managed to kill Nawab, if he managed to kill Nawab, he would leave behind a flock of children and a wife to starve in the street. Other characters in the stories in the collection are equally unforgiving, and even on their deathbeds. The cursed ones who are close to them rather they try to find peace. So this was all about today's. These were the important themes regarding this short story, and I hope this video has helped you more and more. If you have really liked this video, if this video has sparked your interest, I request you, suggest you to share, like and comment on this video. See you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.